Today we've got the TriColor 39-inch tri-bar and the IR remote, and we're going to show how to use these dimming buttons to get a specific color. Since it is October 2012, we're going to try to get the color orange. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to hit the blackout button to turn the fixture on. Okay, now the fixture's in an auto run mode. It's what it's usually set at, but whatever you previously set it at and you turn it off and turn it back on, it'll go back to that original setting. So now we're going to hit the dimming buttons. You have your red, green, and blue. Each one will operate the LEDs. Now when you hit this the first time, it should make all LEDs go off, or excuse me, come on. Each one of these has a setting between 1 and 255. So you can hit red and then add and subtract 255 shades of red, 255 shades of green, 255 shades of blue to get a specific color. So we're going to try to get the color orange. So we're going to hit one of the dimming buttons and we're going to turn all of them off so we can get a certain shade that we would like. So I'm going to hit red and use the plus and the minus to get rid of the colors. Okay, so now I've turned them all off. So for instance, if I hit red again, red, and then I use plus and minus, I can get a shade of red, and you can keep hitting it and you can tell that it gets a little bit brighter. So we're going to turn that all the way off again, okay? And we're going to turn red and green on all the way 255. So you kind of want to go backwards. Start at 255 since 255 is the brightest and 1 is the dimmest. So we'll go 255. We'll hit the minus button. Goes back to 255. And we're going to hit the green button and add some green to it. Okay? So you get sort of a yellow color. So in order to get an orange color, we're going to subtract some green out of it. So we're going to hit green, and we're going to hit the subtract button until we get the correct shade of orange that we're looking for. There's one shade of orange. I hit it 205 times, so it leaves me with 55 left. So you can always add and subtract some red or green and get a different shade of orange to whatever color you'd like. And once you set your color, it's saved there, so I can turn the fixture off with the remote, and I can turn it back on, and it'll go to that original color orange that I set. You can even unplug it and turn it back on, and it'll go back to the original color that you set it on. I'm going to explain how the dimming values work. This fixture in particular, the Colorbar 39 TriColor, has 255 values allocated for each color, red, green, and blue. So what you're trying to do is when you push that dimming button, let me turn it off first. When you push that dimming button, I'm going to turn it back on and hit an auto run so you can see I get out of it. But I hit that dimming button, and it's going to turns all the LEDs on unless I've already changed it. So each value, the lowest value red, which will be your dimmest, is 1. Your highest brightness of red will be 255. So if I was to hit red and I wanted red to go off, it's already at 255. So if I hit the plus button, it's going to go to 0 because 255 is the last value. So that's how you turn off red rather than subtracting 255 times. So I'm going to hit red, and then I'm going to hit the plus button, and it turns off red. I'm going to do the same thing to green until I get the whole bar off. So I'm going to hit green, plus, blue, plus. Okay, so now the whole bar is off. So if I hit red again and hit the plus, you'll see the value of red 1. Okay, it'll be the dimmest red it makes. So hit red and then hit plus. And so that's the lowest value of red. Now I can hit green and add green to it, and it starts at value 1. I'm going to hit green. I'm going to add green to it. So you can see the LEDs change the colors. I'm also going to add 1 blue. So that's the lowest brightness at all values of red, green, and blue at 1. Now if I wanted to turn that off, I'm going to go to each one and hit the minus. And so you go from 1 back down to 0. Now to get them all lit up faster, when they're all off on 0, you're going to go directly to 255. So you're going to subtract 0, and that'll make it go back to 255. So I'm going to hit red and hit minus. And so now we're at 255 red. And I'm going to do green. And I'm going to do blue. And so that's how you get from the shortest way to get from off to the brightest red, from off to the lowest color, dimming color.